Okay, good morning, students. Welcome again to my YouTube channel. Myself, Mr. Santosh Kumar Padhi, PGT Physics, Kendriya Vidyalaya, Berhampur, Odisha. Today's topic is combination of cells. In this topic, we shall discuss the need for combination of cells, then series combination and parallel combination of cells. Then we shall discuss the mixed grouping of cells and of course some numerical examples also. So what is the need for combination of cells? We have various requirements. Sometimes we need huge amount of current. Sometimes we need large voltage or potential difference. So depending on our need, the cells can be combined to get either large current or large voltage. Now cells can be combined in series, they can be combined in parallel, or a combination of series and parallel grouping. The combination of cells thus so formed is called a battery. So let us first discuss about the series combination of cells. See the diagram here. Two cells of EMF E1 and E2 having internal resistance R1 and R2 are connected in series between the points A and C. Between AB there is first cell and between BC there is second cell. Now if the combination of cells is thought to be a single battery, then the battery is indicated on the diagram to the right hand side. The EMF of the battery is represented as E equivalent and internal resistance is represented as R equivalent. So let us find out, if two cells are connected in series, then what will be the EMF and internal resistance of the battery so formed. So for the individual cells, say the first cell, the terminal potential difference between A and B is VA minus VB, which is equal to EMF E1 minus I into R1. Similarly, for the second cell, the potential difference between B and C is equal to EMF E2 minus I into R2. Here, current is same through both the cells because they are connected in series combination. Now come to the diagram on the right hand side, that is the entire battery. The two terminals of the battery are now A and C. So the terminal potential difference of the battery, that is VAC or VA minus VC, is equal to VA minus VB plus VB minus VC. So we get the total terminal voltage of the battery as the sum of terminal voltage of the two cells connected in series. So if we combine the two equations, that is equation for VAB and VAC, then we get VAC as E1 plus E2 minus I taken common into R1 plus R2. Now this equation resembles the equation E minus IR, V equals E minus IR. So by comparing it with the equation V equal to E minus IR, we conclude that the equivalent EMF of the cells in series combination is E1 plus E2 and equivalent internal resistance is R1 plus R2. Now this rule for the combination of two cells, it can be extended to any number of cells. So the equivalent EMF of a series combination of n number of cells is just equal to the sum of their individual EMFs, and the equivalent internal resistance of a series combination of n number of cells is also just equal to the sum of their internal resistances. But this is to be kept in mind that the above two rules are applicable only when the current leaves each of the cell in the series combination from its positive electrode. If in any combination the current leaves at the negative terminal of the electrode, then the EMF of that particular cell should be entered as negative of E in that expression. For example, look at the diagram below. Three cells of EMF E1, E2 and E3 having internal resistance R1, R2 and R3 are connected in series. But the cell E3 is connected in reverse direction. So if the current is flowing from B to A, that means the current will leave the positive terminal of the first and the second cell, but the EMF will leave the negative terminal of the third cell. So the equivalent EMF of the three cells will be equal to E1 plus E2 minus E3. But the equivalent internal resistance will remain similarly only. That means it is the sum of the internal resistance of each of the three cells. Now come to the parallel combination of cells. Now if two non-identical cells are connected in parallel, in the diagram you can see two cells of EMF E1 and E2 having internal resistance R1 and R2 are connected in parallel. Now since they are connected in parallel, the potential difference, that means the terminal voltage across their ends, will be same, that is V B1 minus V B2. Now this potential difference is same for both the cells. Now as we know that V equals E minus IR, so for the first cell it will be E1 minus I1 R1, and for the second cell it will be E2 minus I2 R2, and both these terminal voltage are equal. So from this equation we get the current through the first cell, that is I1, is equal to E1 minus V by R1, and current through the second cell I2 is equal to E2 minus V by R2. So for the combined cells, that means for the battery, you see the diagram given below. For the combined cell, the total current flowing is I, that is equal to I1 plus I2. So if you take the value of I1 and I2 from the above equations and put it here below, then I becomes equal to I1 plus I2, that is equal to E1 minus V by R1 plus E2 minus V by R2, and this can be found equal to E1 by R1 plus E2 by R2 minus V into 1 by R1 plus 1 by R2. Hence, V means the terminal voltage, can be found out as equal to E1 R2 plus E2 R1 by R1 plus R2 minus I into R1 R2 by R1 plus R2. Now if you compare this equation with the equation of the battery, that is V equivalent potential difference is equal to equivalent EMF minus current into equivalent resistance, then we see that the equivalent EMF comes to be equal to E1 R2 plus E2 R1 by R1 plus R2, or the equivalent EMF by equivalent internal resistance is equal to E1 by R1 plus E2 by R2. Or in other words, the ratio of the equivalent EMF to the equivalent internal resistance of the battery is equal to the sum of ratio of EMF and internal resistance of the individual cells in the combination. See, this is very important to remember. The ratio of equivalent EMF of the battery in a parallel combination to the equivalent internal resistance is equal to the sum of ratio of EMF and internal resistance of the individual cells connected in parallel combination. Similarly, the equivalent internal resistance is R1 R2 by R1 plus R2, or the reciprocal of equivalent internal resistance of the battery is equal to the sum of reciprocal of individual internal resistances of the cells in parallel combination. Now there is nothing new in this, you know already. In a parallel combination, the reciprocal of equivalent resistance is equal to the sum of reciprocal of individual resistances. Now if you extend this concept to a combination of n number of cells connected in parallel, n number of non-identical cells connected in parallel, then you see that the ratio of equivalent EMF to the equivalent internal resistance of the combination is equal to the sum of ratio of individual EMF and individual internal resistance of the cells. So for n identical cells in parallel, if the cells are identical, that means each cell have an EMF E and each cell have an internal resistance R, then the equivalent EMF will be equal to E and equivalent internal resistance will be equal to R by N. So you have to note it here that if the current is leaving the negative terminal of a cell, then the EMF of that particular cell will be taken as minus E. So in the expression for the equivalent EMF, suppose the third cell is connected in reverse order, then the EMF of the third cell has to be taken as negative of E3. So you can see for the parallel combination of identical cells, if two identical cells each of EMF E and internal resistance R are connected in parallel, then the equivalent resistance will be E1 into R2 plus E2 into R1 by R1 plus R2. That gives to be ER plus ER by R plus R. So it's equal to E. That means in a parallel combination of identical cells, the EMF of the combination is equal to EMF of each cell. Similarly, the resistance, internal resistance. The internal resistance of the two cells in parallel comes to be R by 2. So for n number of cells, it will be R by n. Now the big question, series or parallel? For any particular use, how do we determine whether we have to use the cells in series or in parallel or in a mixed grouping? How many number of cells are to be connected in series or how many number of cells are to be connected in parallel? For this, the deciding factor is our requirement. What do we need? Whether we need maximum current or maximum power. When we need maximum current to derive from the battery, then whether we have to connect them in series or in parallel. So let us have a look. Let us have n identical cells, each of EMF E and internal resistance R. And let us first connect the identical cells in series to an external resistance R. So in series combination, the equivalent EMF will be n times E and equivalent internal resistance is N times R. So the current will be N times E by capital R, यानी कि external resistance plus N into internal resistance. But if we connect the cells in parallel and then connect the combination of the cells to the external resistance, then the equivalent EMF will be equal to EMF of each cell, that is E. But the internal resistance of the combination will be R by N. So the current obtained in parallel combination, that is IP, equal to EMF by external resistance plus internal resistance by N. So multiply N on both numerator and denominator, then we get it N times E by N into capital R plus small r. So see, what is the difference between the equation for series, current in series and current in parallel? They both have same numerator, but the denominator is different. In series, the denominator is capital R plus N into small r, and in parallel, denominator is N into capital R plus small r. So if the external resistance is high, then N times external resistance will be too high. So we cannot afford such a high value of denominator. It will decrease the current. So parallel combination cannot be used. So if external resistance is much higher than the internal resistance, then parallel combination cannot be used. We need a series combination. Similarly, if the external resistance is low and internal resistance is high, then in series combination the current will be too low. So we prefer parallel combination. Now let's see mathematically how does the mixed grouping of cell works and how to combine the cells to get maximum current. So let us consider a total of capital N number of identical cells, each of EMF E and internal resistance R. Now let us connect them in a mixed grouping. So here I have chosen small n number of cells taken in series, and there are total m number of branches. So the total number of cells is capital N is equal to small m into small n. Now the internal resistance of the small n number of cells connected in series is equal to small n into R. So the total internal resistance of the group of cells, that is of the capital N number of cells, is equal to n into small r by m. It's because there are total m number of branches in parallel, and in parallel combination internal resistance is r by n. So the internal resistance of each branch divided by the number of branches in the parallel combination, that is the total internal resistance of the cells. Now the total EMF of the n cells is equal to small n into E. Why small n? Because the total number of cells in series in one branch is small n. So the potential difference EMF will be equal to small n into E. So the total current drawn by the external resistance I is equal to EMF, that is small n into E, divided by external resistance, that is R, plus internal resistance of the group of cells, that is small n into R by m. So if you solve it, we get the equation I is equal to capital N times E by root over of mr minus root over nr whole square plus 2 root mnr small r capital R. Now why I have split it like this is to enable to find the mathematical expression between capital R and small r in order to get maximum current. So see here I have used the formula a minus b whole square is equal to a square plus b square minus 2ab. So a square plus b square equal to a minus b whole square plus 2ab. So from this expression, you see the denominator. In the denominator, there are two terms. Within bracket root mr minus root nr whole square plus 2 root mnr. Now, root mn small r capital R have its own value. So the value of current will be maximum if root mr minus root nr is equal to 0, or m into capital R is equal to n into small r, or capital R is equal to n into small r by m. Now see, what is this n into small r by m? It is the total internal resistance of the total capital N number of cells connected. That means it is the internal resistance of the whole group of cells, entire group. So if the external resistance connected across the combination of cells is equal to the equivalent internal resistance of all the cells in the combination, then under such condition maximum current can be obtained from the cells. So this is the condition for obtaining maximum current from the grouping. So while grouping the cells, we consider this factor in mind. So let's consider a numerical example. The question is 6 lead acid type secondary cells, each of EMF 2 volt and internal resistance 0.015 ohm are joined in series to provide a supply to a resistance of 8.5 ohm. What are the current drawn from the supply and its terminal voltage? Now you can see here the equivalent EMF of the 6 lead acid type secondary cell, since they are connected in series, so it will be 6 into 2, that is 12 volt, whereas the internal resistance of the 6 cells will be 6 into 0.015 ohm, that is equal to 0.09 ohm. So the current drawn equal to EMF by total resistance of the circuit, that is equal to 12 by 8.59, that is equal to 1.4 ampere, and the terminal voltage E minus I into internal resistance comes to be 11.87 volt. Now some practice problems for you. In a mixed grouping of identical cells, 5 rows are connected in parallel by each row contain 10 cells. This combination send a current I through an external resistance of 20 ohm. If the EMF and internal resistance of each cell is 1.5 volt and 1 ohm respectively, then the value of current I is what? Now see the solution. The number of cells in a row, that is small n, is 10, and the number of such rows, that is small m, is 5. These symbols I have used from our earlier discussion where we have discussed mixed grouping of cells. So the current is n times E by capital R plus small nr by m, that is EMF of each row by external resistance plus total internal resistance of the group of cells, and this comes to be 0.68 ampere. Now some questions for you to try it yourself. Cells with an internal resistance 0.4 ohm each are to be connected across an external resistance 1.2 ohm. What is the most effective way of grouping them if there are total 27 number of cells? So total 27 number of cells and each have an internal resistance of 0.4 ohm. So how many cells you will connect in series and how many such series combinations you need to connect in parallel so that you can get maximum current from the grouping that you need to calculate and find out. Question number 3. 20 identical cells, each of EMF 2 volt and internal resistance 0.1 ohm, are connected across an external resistance of 50 ohm. The cells are grouped into 4 cells in a row and 5 such rows are connected in parallel. Determine the value of total current drawn from the cell and the terminal potential drop of the combined cells. So this is a direct question, you can attempt it yourself without any further explanation. Okay students, thank you. I hope you have enjoyed this session. So I will be back very soon with new sessions for you all. Thank you. Have a good day.